Okay, welcome, ladies. It's my very great pleasure to introduce our founder, our beloved lady ambassador, Dr. Robbie Motter, who has been helping women soar higher than they ever imagined to women all over the world for 40 years. She constantly spreads her "it's all about showing up and the power is in the asking" mantra, and as members apply them, they too have seen the success it can bring them and the opportunities that there are for them. Just show up and ask. She is the best-selling US and international author and speaker and has been featured many times on the cover of Global Digital Magazine this year. So show up and learn about GSFE and ask questions. This is your network. Okay, Robbie.
Thank you, and welcome to every one of you. You are all beautiful, and like Angeline said, you took time today to show up and be here. So I want to tell you about GSFE. Many of you have been with me longer than GSFE was because we used to be NAFE. For over 39 years, I was the NAFE Global Coordinator. NAFE stands for the National Association of Female Executives. They were a profit company, and in 2017, I set up the nonprofit because when we did things in California, we could never get any money or any gifts. And then when when COVID came, NAFE decided they no longer wanted to be NAFE, and they went a whole nother direction, even changed their name. And we then picked up the networks and continued because that's been my passion, to be there for the women who need help and to open the doors for them to meet people they never thought they would meet. GSFE is very different than any other network. It's not a network where you pay your dues and you come in and you give a bunch of business cards and you walk out with a bunch of business. That's not what we're about. We're about building relationships, forming friendships, becoming a sisterhood, and being there for each other, not just a once a month meeting. We've been there when people are sick. We've sent meals. We've been there when they just need to talk. Sometimes I get calls at 2 and 3 in the morning, and I take them because I'm there to support each and every one of you. That is my passion, and that is the mission that I've been given. And why did I do this? Years ago, when I was in corporate America, I asked a woman to teach me something, and she looked at me and said, "I will never teach you or any woman." And I made a pact that day that whatever I learned, I'd spend the rest of my life doing. And that's what I've been doing. So let me just tell you some of the benefits. Besides this network that you're a member of, we have 22 other networks that you can jump on calls each month and meet other people, because every network is run by a different director. Everybody has their own style, and different people show up at that meeting. 12 of those networks are on Zoom. So that means that you can jump on them and not even have to be out of your chair or out of your house. But the main thing you need to do is you need to RSVP with the director and let them know you're coming. That's all. And I think if everybody ran a meeting or ran a network or ran an event, you would learn why RSVP is so powerful. But yet most people don't know what it means. I mean, we've been preaching about it for probably 100 years, but they still get up every day and say, well, I'm supposed to go here, but maybe this is better. There should be no better if you make a commitment to do something. That is what you should do. So that's one of the benefits. We offer and have offered good trainings. When COVID came, many of us didn't even know what Zoom was or even what the word was. But thank God we had some wonderful members within our organization that knew about Zoom and taught us. I mean, I can remember when I got so excited when I found the 3 dots. I didn't even know what that was. So, we're about learning. We're about letting you help to learn, and you're bringing your talents to our members. That's why it's very important. If you want to be a speaker for any of our groups, you look at the speakers list and you contact those directors and you let them know that you would like to speak and what your topics are, because soon they're going to be setting up their next year's speakers. And we have, as I said, 22 networks. That's 12 months for 22 networks with a speaker every month other than December. So that's an opportunity for you. Also, I look at social media in a whole different way. I look at it as opportunities for all of you. And I can tell you in a given day, I might find 10 opportunities. And like if I know you're a speaker and I see somebody is looking for speakers, I'm going to send that link out to you and I'm going to say, here's an opportunity, check it out. But it's up to you to move forward. And if you want to learn to be a speaker, we have a great expert on this call, Lisa Reed, who does that. Take advantage of that. Let people know what you want. That's why the ASK is so powerful. You know, you have to learn to ask. And I know that women have a fear of asking. So as we get further on, I'm going to tell you a good way you could do that. So that's another opportunity. We've helped. I can remember when we did our first book, It's All About Showing Up and the Powers in the Asking. I went out to tons. 46 came in, and most of them told me they couldn't write, they would never write this and that, and I said that's only an excuse. And I think Angeline was one of them. She told me she doesn't want to, she doesn't want to write, she doesn't do this. And I said that's your excuse, you can record it, you can get it. And she beat us out with the book. So you know, it's all about what's in your brain. You got to take that and look at your story could change a life. And that's what I saw as the first book came out. People from all over the world, because we made #1 US and international bestseller the first day. They were saying, oh, I thought I was the only one dealing with that. And this last year in March, we came out with volume 2, and we had Dr. Makaka was telling me, since it was my 87th birthday, I should get 87 co-authors. Boy, am I glad I did, because the book is 64 co-authors with almost 800 pages. And that's, you know, it's like a Bible almost. So, you know, the numbers aren't important, it's the stories. But what I learned in the second book, and even other books that people are doing, were our members, and we've had almost 182 members who said they could not write. I mean, in fact, I had one member cussing me out every night in the second chapter that she wasn't going to write it, and it was a story about her grandchildren, her children. When the book came out, she was so happy. She brought all of her grandchildren to the book signing. And so you see, I don't take excuses, because I have a special gift that I see in you what you don't see. And I've had many of my members come back and say, how did you know I could do that? I just know. And I like to be look at Susie, she's on her 4th book or 5th one, I don't know. But I mean, they're just clicking off books now. And that's what's important, because do you know that books help to build your brand? They get you known. They're like and especially the collaborations. I like those because it's like like in the case of the ones that just came out, the 2 books from London. Look at all those people, and that's like a marketing arm all over the world marketing that book. If you just come out with your own book, you're the marketing arm. So these collaborations are wonderful ways to have your whole marketing team everywhere they live. And one of and I saw this again looking at Facebook, and this is an idea for all of you that have a book. Wherever you are, or if somebody buys a book from you, ask them to go to their town where they look, and then you can say, look where my book is now. I mean, our book has been in Africa and in London, and it's going to Manila, and it's been in Parliament, it's been everywhere. So you don't know where that book's going to be. So you want to capture that picture. Look, and when people see that book going all over the world, they're going to want to have it if they don't have it. So, and that wasn't my original idea. I saw somebody doing it and I thought, wow, that's a great idea. So I grabbed it, and it's been working every place we go. And even Dr. Makaka, while she was here staying with me, we had those books in the car, and the books went everywhere. Everywhere we went, we were having pictures taking of the 2 books that were European. So that's another opportunity. We also, as Angeline said, we have the online conference, and that is a great way for you to also learn about other topics and speakers, and also every year contact the chair of maybe being one of the speakers at the conference. But the main thing is showing up, because people get to see your face. You get to ask questions. You just like the one we just did the other day. I was happy to see. I think we had about 4 or 5 GSFE members on the 2 days. That was an opportunity. That was a chance. We put it out there, and 5 people grabbed the opportunity. So stop thinking about it. When you see those opportunities, go for them, because more people are going to learn about you, learn what you do, learn how you solve a problem. The other thing I think it's really important is, as you go to these meetings, you listen to what people are saying. And then you could, like a good example, I went to the San Diego meeting, and I met one of the speakers was a immigration attorney, and what was unique about her is that she was from Colombia, so she understands the other side of it, not just getting a degree here. Plus, what I loved about it is when she came to the U.S., she since has become a member of GSFE. But when she came to the U.S., she had to take the bar all over, even though you don't have the information, you've got to start over. She failed the bar 5 times, and everybody kept saying, you need to give it up. But she didn't give it up, and she passed. And she is now helping international people understand how to get through all that paperwork. So the next day, 3 of my members asked me, do you know an immigration attorney? And I could share that. So that's another thing we do. We mentor and we share. So when you need to meet someone or you need something, you need to put it out there. You need to let us know, because we all know at least 200 people, and you do not know who we might know. A good example, I was on a New York call one time, and Omanessa was talking about that she wanted to get to the meet Tyler Perry. Somebody on that call was an executive, knew an executive at Tyler Perry's studio in Atlanta, and opened some doors for her. And so she's working on. So you never know what is going to happen, but you've got to ask. Like, I see our wonderful friend Suko from London is on here, and I love her. She is so funny. You always need a good laugh. You need to connect with her. And Oman Bey is the in Adobe. When I my first trip to London, she was so fabulous. And this is what sisterhood is about. She came and got on a train every day and came to Chelsea to meet me, to take me to all the places that they had arranged for me to see. How many people do that? That's the sisterhood. The other thing is, let's see, we a lot of times, as I said, I see about speaking, I see about being getting on podcasts, and I share those. You need to do something, because everywhere you go, more people get to know about you. We form a lot of collaborations. We have a fabulous collaboration with Loni, Ladies of All Nations International, and Dr. Caroline Makaka of Dr. Randy is part of that. They're in 185 countries. One of the things I've learned, and more of our members need to learn, when we go to these countries, it's not about us. It's not about how we operate, because they all operate different. Their priorities are not the same as us. So, when you're going to go, you go with an open mind, you go with to learn and meet. I have met my 2 trips to London. I have met so many fabulous people and being able to open the door to others. My first trip, I stayed at Ada Gardens, so I was not like a tourist. I was actually living in a house, being met every day by this wonderful Adobe who took me around, and they all introduced me to fabulous people. I met Dr. Caroline. I ended up meeting a Dr. Peterson, who does the GIA graduations, and then the next thing you know, I got nominated to do it for New York, but I turned it down because I just see sometimes we don't feel that we're deserving. I can tell you that I did not feel that I was deserving of it, because I started working at 14. I didn't even get a GED till I was in my late 40s. And everything I've learned from books. And yet I moved up the ladder, and I've had very big top jobs in New York and DC. But I still felt that. But then I thought my members started talking to me and said, Robbie, you're the chaplain and things for people helping women. So then I decided to do it. And because I did it, I was able to open the door, and I took 29 women to London to get their degrees. And actually, some of them had never had a passport. The other thing is, one of the people we met opened the door for us to go to Parliament and get an award and speak at Parliament. I know Gigi Mindro Banks, who's one of our GSFE members, his husband is from London. He said to her, I'm from London and I've never been to Parliament, let alone getting an award from Parliament. So, again, all these things are doors that open because we cultivate the information. We've been able, Dr. Makaka does many things where she does online events where people get to speak and she brings them in from all countries. And we're always able to promote some of our members to get on those calls. And some of them have been on them and they've made relationships with those people. A good example also is you never know where anything is going to come. Dr. Dawn Anderson, that's one of our new members that lives in Atlanta. She was actually at the GIA Atlanta graduation, but she and I met many years ago at a conference and she won my coaching. So she called me up and she said, after we saw each other at the graduation, because we sort of engulfed her in our group in Atlanta. And she said, I would like you to be on my radio show and I would like you to be on the cover of my book, of my magazine. And I'm thinking, okay, if I do this, then I can open the door for many others. And the next cover was Shaskia, and Susie's been on her, and many others have been on her show. So that's how it happens. We are there for each other. We don't compete, we complete each other. And that's why I say we're so different. We're not about the money. Believe me, we got audited by a group of MBA students who studied us. And they came back and they said, everything we're doing is great, but we don't charge enough. My passion, yes, we could charge a lot more. If you've gone to conferences or you've gone to meetings, in fact, I know groups that some of our members belong to that cost them $500. I'm not about the money. Nobody on my board is paid, including me. I pay all my expenses. If I go to London, I pay for that. If I'm going to Manila, I paid the $1,200. And it's not as easy. It's not easy for me as it is for everybody. So we try to keep the prices down so that you can show up. And like a good example, we just did the event. Let's see, what was the event? It was where we charged $25, but we paid the caterer 15. We only made 10 and we had other expenses. So it's not a big profit when we do stuff, but we do need the money to operate. That's why last year we had to raise our dues to 75. All the years I've been doing this, we were always $50. So that was the one criticism they have. You don't charge enough. And I said, no, we charge what my people can afford. We're not after the big executive. We're after the entrepreneur who is starting a business, who needs the connections, who needs the friendships, who wants to grow and learn. And we have the talent within our organization to bring it. But all we ask of them is to show up, to ask, and to renew and pay your dues when it's due. Because that's really, grants have really dried up since COVID. It's very hard to get any money. So what little things we do, we really need the support of our members. We need you to show up at the meetings you belong to and to support those directors. They give of their time. They're looking for speakers. They're putting things together to make the meetings exciting for you. So basically you need to let them know, what do you want to learn? We also started 3 youth groups because our women are such talent to mentor. We have one that meets online that's done in the LA area. We have one that's done by a young girl who's only 12, who started mentoring kids since she was 8, and that's in the Riverside County. And we have one in the East Coast because those kids are our future. And the one here in Riverside, we're doing boys and girls and she has a great following. So you're going to see great things with Hope. She has been doing service since she was young. And it's important to teach kids that service is the way to go, just as all of us need to learn kindness and love and service is what's going to change the world. That was Our Lady in Blue fashion show. As I said, it was hurricane time, but I made a decision we weren't going to cancel it because we had to pay the caterer anyway. And 64 showed up and they had the best time. And the ones that didn't came sent me letters and said I should have been there, except for Debbie. She was buried in water deep. She was probably the only one that had really the storm effect, other than one of our members in one part of Arizona. Let's see. We also this year gave, because now we're able to do humanitarian awards, and I got a title of chaplain. Again, that was a title I thought I never dreamed I would ever get. But I talked to Dr. Peterson about, can we do California and can we do Maryland? Because I'm all, when we went to London and we went to Atlanta, we had to pay airfare, we had to pay lodging, we had to buy food. I want to save those costs. So by doing it in California, our people can go, and it's a day event, graduate, luncheon, entertainment. We already have that date. That's going to be April 20th. So anybody, and they don't have to be GSFE members. They can be men or women. There is a fee to GIA, and I have everything. I'm one of these people, you get all the facts. I don't like it coming piecemeal. So that's got everything together now. I have the video from the college. I can tell you exactly how much it's going to cost, what the payments are going to be, where you buy your gown, everything. And we have the place. And Maryland is going to be May 18th. And the reason I wanted to do it in two places is because we have a New York, Philadelphia, and a Maryland chapter. And my Maryland gal, Stephanie Popular, was my NAFI Maryland director for years, and she is great. We already have the place, and that place has decided to comp everything for the place and maybe even comp the lunch. So, and we've already got a couple of entertainers for that. So it's going to be perfect. So if you have anybody that you feel is deserving of, that's done service, it's not just we're giving you an award. No, you have to have done humanitarian service in your life. You have to deserve it. And that's why we're asking, you have to send a small bio and a photo to me. And then I can go through everything with you so you understand everything up front. They now have a contract. So the name you give that goes on the certificate is what's going to be there. You can't change it 50 times, because you know how women are. They like to change their mind. So that's another opportunity that we've been able to do. And as I said, we've helped in the last year and a half 182 people do books, and many of you are on this call right now. Um, I'm always looking for opportunities to nominate, and I probably have written, and since we started 2017, I have probably written 2,000 nominations. I do. In fact, recently, Women of Achievement decided to do some nominations, and I wrote a bunch there. And a lot of our girls, including Randy, was selected. So that's another thing. It's not only GSFE. It's where are the collaborations? How can we help each other? What can we do to get you out there and get your name out there? People know you, see your picture. I always tell people, if you're starting a business and it's all about you, you need to have your name and your picture in there, because you're the one doing the work. They need to know you. Who are you? What's your talent? What is your background? And we've also, I recently helped a gal write a resume, found out that she had taught special needs, talked to somebody else that said somebody was hiring special needs, put them together, and she's now got a job. And I mean, I've done that so many times. Most heads of nonprofits don't take the time I do. I live and breathe every day of my life GSFE. And some of you know that I'm up until 2 and 3 in the morning working. So because some of you get my emails. But I need to know, what is it you want? Where do you need to go? Randy does a great job of editing, and she can help publish as well as other members. All you got to do is tell us. Lisa can help you learn to be a speaker. Everybody's got a topic. Everybody's got something they can share. That's how you build your brand. And one of the things I've been recently teaching people is read social media for a different opportunity. Stop just clicking likes, form relationships. You don't know where those I would have never got to London had I not done that. And since then, I've met others that open doors for our members, because I take the time. I'm the busiest person of all, and I'm probably the oldest person. So if I can do it, you can do it. You just have to know, what is your passion? Where do you want to go? What do you need to get there? And when you get a chance to ask, you need to tell us. Now, one of the things I'd like to do is take a few minutes because I can say how wonderful in the growth. I just want to say one thing on a call, on your call yesterday. I remember the girl that came on and said how GSFE helped her find herself. Jessica, do you remember that? One of the gals that you brought in to make a comment said that being a member of GSFE helped her to find the person she is today. That's what we're about. It's not about me. It's not about GSFE. It is totally about you. And if you don't take advantage of all of this, you're losing out. And we've done a lot. Like I would have never known about Women's of Achievement until I think it was maybe 4 years or 5 years ago. I got a call from Marlena Martin. I didn't even know her. She's now a GSFE member, who said to me, "We want to give you the California Women of the Year award on the Queen Mary." So I showed up, I got to speak, and now every year I show up and I get to judge. And from that, another gal started a group of helping special needs kids, and I got to judge that, and many of our members got to show up at that. So you just never know where one thing is going to lead you. So keep your mind open. Stop trying to be perfect. There is no perfect. Step out. You can always step back. But if you never step out, it's never going to happen. And don't be scared. One thing, before we go to that, I want to just tell you one of the things I learned. Um, I was always afraid to ask. And I remember a meeting many, many years ago, somebody said, "You're always telling me to ask." And I was afraid to ask for myself. No problem asking for everybody else. And they said, "You never ask." And I said, "Okay, I want a white Maltese poodle, female spaded." And so 2 days later, one of my members called me and said, "I have that dog and she's yours." And her name was Majesty. And I had her for 14 years. Recently, I lost a cat a year ago. I had her for 20 years. And I've been wanting a white cat. So I put it out there. And guess what? I have a little white cat. And why I think this little kitty, in my whole life, I've had cats. My kids have had cats, but we've never had kittens. I now have a kitten at 87. And I named her Angel because she was rejected by her mother. She thinks she's a dog because I have two dogs, because she was never fed by a mother cat. Somebody bottle fed her and then I got her. So I have my white cat. So I'm telling you, when you put it out there, you better stand back because it's coming to you. So don't be afraid. So one of the things I've told some people, because they're afraid, I think a lot of it is fear and rejection. So I've told them, here's a way to ask. Say, "I want you to do something because I know you have that talent." I would say to you, "You know so many people. Who do you know that could help me do this and this? And I know you have that talent." Most likely you're going to come back and say, "Oh, I'll be happy to help." Because that's what. Or sometimes if they say, "No, I've learned a new word, why not?" And they think. And most of the time it turns into a yes. But you see, when you do it that way, you're not putting them on the spot. So it's an easy way to ask. But ask, once you start doing it, gets easier and easier and easier. I ask for everything now. Another example of that same thing, where I met the person that is the attorney. There was a guy that was with a winery and a building that does wine and beer and is open to the public. So and he had a booth there, and I walked up to him because my son, my oldest, is a senior VP by day, but plays music and guitar. So I said, "Do you ever bring music into that place?" He says, "Absolutely." So I told him a little bit. I said, "My son plays North County, a lot of wineries and stuff. He doesn't want to come to Temecula. He says it's too far to drive." He said, "Here's my personal number. Have him call me." So I text my son on the way home. My son sent him a video. That was a Wednesday. The following Thursday, my son was playing there. They booked him 2 Thursdays a month, plus now a Sunday. And our Oceanside group has decided to move there to meet. So there's magic again. So who would like to say what GSFE has meant to them? Because I know who many of you are and what it has done for you. So I'd like to see, here's your opportunity to tell, coming from your heart, of what GSFE has meant to you. Susie.
If you'd
So
like.
I can speak.
Okay, well, I was just going to say GSFE has opened so many doors. A couple of years ago, when I heard about Robbie's first book, I thought I had nothing to write. But then it turns out I was in a chapter with one book and then two books and three books. Then when Robbie's book came along, I jumped into it with 4 feet. Then I wrote my own book. And since then, I've been in collaborative books 7 times, plus innumerable podcasts, TV shows, Saskia Summit. And this morning I was on the Zoom with Dr. Dawn for an hour and a half because I'm going to be a segment on her show next week. So it just never stops.
Okay, I saw Verlaine's hand up.
Yes, yes. I've known Robbie, I think, almost 30 years now. And from the very first time I met her, I felt this kinship. You know, I feel like I don't know all of you, but most of you, I feel like you're all soul sisters, that we come from the same soul group. And it has been a wonderful opening for me. And receiving the doctorate, the honorary doctorate degree was really huge, because there was a part of me that kept saying, you should go back to school, you should go back to school. And meanwhile, I was writing more books, I was doing teaching around the world, and my intuition was saying, forget it, you can teach, you're the teacher. And so when Robbie helped make that happen, it was it's a huge honor. And again, like Susie said, the podcast that I've gotten to be on, and just getting to know so many of these beautiful people. And I thank you for starting it, Robbie, and keeping it going so diligently.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. The next one is Joy Ruffin.
Yes. Well, I have to tell you that, Robbie, I met you a long time ago when you came and was one of my first featured guest speakers when I was just starting to do my live streaming podcast. But because of this group that I'm involved with, there are 5 groups that I'm absolutely mad for. And this one's at the top. Why? Because your foundation, your mission, and the purpose of what you're about and what you offer here is what I'm all about at heart and soul, the core of me. It's all about sisterhood. It's all about, never about me. It's always about the beautiful, absolutely talented, gifted women that I've met in this group. And many of them I've done a one-on-one dialogue with, and others I will meet in time. I'm like you, I don't make excuses. There are no excuses, but there is something called time. And the point that I want to make here is that everyone here, even if you don't realize it, you're the leader of you. And we are all about connecting. I love that we don't compete with each other, we complete each other. That was a mantra that I took up a long time ago, because I know that we as women need that more than ever. And none of us, no matter how gifted we are, do anything alone. We need each other. And I love this group, because this group is about women who are all about supporting and aiding others to be all that they can be, while we ourselves are growing and evolving into all that we're here to be. So as far as I'm concerned, I will always be a member of this group, no matter how much you increase or decrease or whatever the rate, because the women here are authentic, a buzzword that I'm a little sick of, but I get it, because they're real, they're true, and they're all about developing themselves and sharing that with others. It's all about love. So thank you, Robbie, from my heart to yours. Much love.
Okay.
Everyone
Can I
else.
be next, Robbie?
And
I mean, I'm so
Saskia.
with my drama. I don't know
Saskia.
what I've done to my photo. I don't know
Let
now.
Suko go next.
Let her
Suko,
go. Yeah.
Okay. I did not see
Su-
the raised hand. So if you want to
Suko.
talk, please raise
Yeah,
your
I
hand.
don't know. I don't know what I've done, but my photo and my beautiful mouth when I'm talking is closed by this thing. But anyway, but no. Why would people call me now? Oh gosh. Okay, let me start. First time I saw Robbie, she saw me on Facebook. I think I was with Ada. She said to me, make sure you come and see me when you get there. I don't know what made her think this character should come and see her. So the minute I got there, I saw Robbie, and oh, it was love at first sight. But she was so nice and warm, so wise. And then she said, you need to join us. But then I thought, okay, it takes a lot for me to bring people closer to me. But then I thought, okay, this is a woman. And guess what? On the very first day, she gave me a beautiful white dress. Said, Suku, I want you to have this white dress. I want you to come to the board party. But unfortunately, it didn't be booked without me. So I wasn't there +1. Fast forward, when I met the ladies, it was beautiful. I think it's because of the founder, the leader. I see Dr. Robbie trying to bring women together. Hence, we don't compete, we complete. And I thought that's all of it. And then Dr. Robbie said, so I want you in a book. I'm like, I have never done this author thing. I know nothing about it. She said, I need you to write so many words. Boy, I'm a dramatic. I wrote loads of words, had to delete some. And now I'm called co-author. It's on my name. And you know, when I do things, because I support the youth are the ones who cheer me up. Oh, we are so blessed. And they were sharing the book on their Snapchats and all that. So if I hadn't met this lovely woman who just saw me and then introduced me to her team, Dr. Randy was saying, I love looking at your Facebook stories. You make me laugh. And you see, so most of them, and then Susie, it's a family of women who are coming together with different kind of purposes, merging them together to cook magic. That's how I say it. And I'm ever so blessed. And thank you, Dr. Robbie. And thank you for everybody who was there and who is here now. And by the way, I forgot to tell you I speak without stop. So let me try and stop and say thank you, because I'm a speaker. I'm a founder of Let's Talk About It. I support the youth. I talk about abuse and mental health because I relate. And if you saw my chapter in the book, then you will know. So I thank you.
Thank you.
She's also going to be in California this year to get her doctorate degree. She's coming from London. So those of you in California will get to meet her.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was saying when I was writing to Robbie, you know, being nominated for a humanitarian doctorate at this time, it means a lot. Maybe that's why God made this not to show my face, because it's on Easter Eve when I was gang raped at 12. So yes, I've been saying I've managed to get, but imagine this is replacing that pain. The April, I'm getting a doctorate in humanitarian. To me, it means a lot more than just a lot. But I'm so blessed and I'm very thankful because it's deleted something and planted something instead.
Okay, thank you, Suku. And I know for the interest of time, I really appreciate all of you. And so Saskia, if you can just do that in 60 seconds. And then I just want to let you know, every one of you get a chance to introduce yourself. So I just want to let you know that. Okay, so that's why we want to make sure everybody get a chance to introduce. But I know Saskia, so share with us in 60 seconds, not an introduction. This is more share with us what GSFE has meant for you.
Wow. Well, it's really hard to condense that in a short space of time, everyone. But I'm a relatively new member, and I can't say any society that I've joined where I received so many benefits in a short space of time. First of all, the whole thing about compete, we don't compete, we complete. That's been my mantra the entire time. And to have a sister body like this, just embody that with great leadership under Dr. Robbie, it's just heartwarming. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being inspiring, being women, who empower others and transformation leaders and just showing up and just saying yes. I can't tell you the support that I've had, even with the Resilience Summit recently, all mostly from GSFE members just representing so strongly. So I just want to wish everyone here, everybody, great success in their businesses and their families and everything. And I love you all. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Saskia. Thank you. And next, Carol, our loyal.
I was just going to say, I ran the Coachella Valley Network for Robbie 25 years ago. And I still have business relationships with several of the women that were in the larger network at the time. There are 3 of us here in Minneapolis who are doing business in Minneapolis now, and several others around the country that I still interact with. And I think this network has been more active in building relationships about helping each other than any other network I've ever belonged to in the past or present. So thank you, Robbie. And thank you, Angeline. That was all I had to say.
Oh, thank you. And I just want, as a director for this network, as you can see how I have gained so much knowledge, experience, but also from all the members, all of you who comes and so loyal, coming every month. That is because of GSFE and all the sisters supporting each other. Because I can't do this alone. No matter how much people say, oh, you're a great leader, you're a great this, great that. It's about the people who's supporting you. And that's one thing I learned, that as a human, we cannot survive by ourselves. We need others to help and support us. I don't care how much, what talent you have. We cannot do this alone. So like me, I can't do this alone. The reason I have all the people coming to my meeting because of all my supportive GSFE sisters. So that is what I learned from GSFE with different things that I was able to do. And it's because of GSFE. Now, I would like to, if some of you still would like to share, please stay after the meeting, because one thing I want to honor, 2 things in our agenda. And as you know me, I'm the type of person, that's one thing about GSFE. As you come to different GSFE meeting, you learn the leadership personality each of the director has. And to me, that is awesome. That like me, for example, Susie knows me. I do not like to come late. I always start on time. I end the meeting on time. And that's why sometimes I cut people off. Because, why? Because to honor on time. But that's my personality. That is how I run my meeting. So, and I don't apologize, because that is how these meetings run. So because I respect your schedule, because you have an appointment at certain time when I say the meeting is end. So because of that, I don't like to be late. So each one of you now have a chance for 60 seconds to introduce yourself, but please put your contact information in the chat. I will save the chat. If you, for some reason, you did not get a chance to save a chat, let me know. And we will do that. And I'm still recording this. The reason I record this, because I think this is an important event, like if you want to share, and also people that registered that did not get a chance to come. Okay, so you have, and I'm going to call your name, and Susie will let you know when your 60 second comes. Just please wrap it up. And why we do this, and I just want to share with you, as you can see when you come to a lot of the network meeting, people tell you that you only have 60 seconds, you all have 90 seconds. Sometimes they even want you to do 30 seconds. So this is really good. We don't judge you. This is a good experience for you to do this, because this is the 60-second introduction that we're going to ask you. Now, before we start, I want to honor the members who bring guests. So we have a special guest here who show up from Egypt. Her name is Dina. And Dina was brought up by Dr. Randy. So thank you, Dr. Randy, to bring, and then so you can introduce her. And then also we have Carol here. Carol, and you have your guest. I'm trying to figure out, is your guest here? If your guest here, please introduce later on if you see it. and I did not see that. I did not see her. And Suku, I know that this is the first time I've seen you. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so you get a chance to introduce yourself. So first, I would like to have Dr. Randy to introduce our guest, Dina. Go ahead, Dr. Randy.
I have the honor of introducing my nearest friend and sister, Dina El-Mati. She is from Alexandria, Egypt, and I know you all are going to love her when you get to know her and embrace her as one of our new sisters. She is the head of Projects Coordination Unit in the Library of Alexandria, Egypt. By the way, that library is the oldest library in the world. It's amazing. I've been there before. It's incredible. She's also the Chief Operating Officer of Women of Egypt Network. She's translation project manager at Dewan Publishing House. She's the Egypt chairperson of Creative Women, and she is an award-winning author. She is amazing. I'll let her tell more about herself later, but those are just a few of the highlights of this amazing young lady already doing amazing things in Africa and Egypt. Thank you for coming here, and I know everybody's going to love her. Get to know her, please. She's amazing.
Okay.
Thank you for this opportunity and for the invitation. And I'm really inspired by the amazing words of Dr. Robbie and Angeline and of course Dr. Randy. She's my mentor. Thank you all, and it's a pleasure to be part of this amazing group.
Okay, and Dina, please put your contact information in the chat. Everybody, please do that. The contact information, because we do not remember, you know, by just you letting us know. Okay, and please, Dr. Randy, introduce yourself, and then I'm going to call each person. Go ahead.
Okay, most everybody knows me, so I'm just going to be brief. I am a lifetime educator, having taught in Egypt and the United States for many, many years. I'm now a visionary book writing coach and master editor. I've edited Robbie's book and several books. In fact, I'm so proud. When Shepherd's fashion book came out and became #1, I became a best-selling author, right? In 10 books, 7 of those I edited. I mean, this little girl from West Virginia accomplished all that, so I'm proud, so proud. I've been in 31 anthologies and keep joining more because I want to get my name out there and share my message to the world. So I'm just so happy to be a part of this group. I love Robbie. Thank you, Robbie, for the nomination for the California honor. I'm still trying to figure out a way I can go. I don't think I can, but I'm so honored with that. Thank you so much. Love everybody here. You're amazing. And I will never leave you. You're stuck with me.
Thank you. Okay, the next one I see in here is Saskia Christian. Go ahead, Saskia.
Oh, I can go last because I spoke already, so you can give somebody else.
This is your introduction about your business.
Oh, okay. All right. So my name is Saskia Christian. I am a certified life transformation and trauma-informed coach, helping, just dedicated to helping professionals overcome their adversities and become the best version of themselves. I provide mental wellness and leadership development strategies for professionals' healing and empowerment. And my business actually just had its first Resilience Summit, where the GSFE founder and sisters, quite a lot of sisters here, got to be presenters for 2 days of just heartwarming insight sharing and encouragement. And that's what I'm all about. So reach out to me at boostthrough.com and schedule that call today. I'd love to hear from you.
Thank you. And the next one I seen in here, Robbie, you want to say something what people don't know about you?
Well, I'm also an international speaker and author, and I love to do events. So that's pretty much, and I do coaching. I have several coaching clients. I've been coaching for years. That's it for me.
Thank you. The next one is my co-director, Susie.
Hi, I'm Dr. Susie Mearswick, author, speaker, and entrepreneur. My business is stem cell regeneration, and we all hope to age gracefully, but time will catch up with us all. That's why I enable my clients to feel younger, healthier, stronger, more energetic without taking any drugs. So if you want to find out more, just connect with me. I love to Zoom with you.
Thank you. And next is Lisa Reed. Lisa.
What a lovely, lovey, yummy, warm, fuzzy meeting today. I'm Lisa Reed from Get Speaking Gigs Now and the CEO of the International Speaker Network. That is my, yes, that was my new baby that was born. And we're accepting founding membership right now. We have 43 founding members right now. And my goal is 100. And with founding membership, you get not only speaking referrals and opportunities to get more speaking gigs, but you also get $1,500 in bonuses. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. You know, anyone who wants to get more speaking referrals, or maybe you haven't even taken advantage of the GSFE speaking opportunities, then dip your toe in the speaking world and get your message heard.
Thank you, Lisa. Next is Debbie Love. Debbie.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Debbie Love. I teach self-defense, and my focus now is kids. I'm a 4th degree black belt, excuse me, in martial arts, and a safety expert for women. And my focus now is kids. I learned that from actually being in Atlanta and teaching Dr. Peterson's 2 11-year-old granddaughters for 2 hours in the middle of the Georgia Convention Center. It was a sight to see. But it was fun. It was unscripted, and it was everything I wish every class that I teach could be. So now my focus is kids. You know, kids, I've given up on y'all. Okay, just y'all need safety, come to me. I'll speak, whatever. But my goal is to change things for the next generation of women, because they're not being taught what they don't know, and they don't know what they don't know. They don't even know how to ask a question. So give me your kids for a couple of hours. I will change their lives. Anyway, I will put my contact info in the chat, and please, I speak anywhere and everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Next is Peggy O'Neill, one of our new members. Thank you.
Thank you. It's wonderful being here today. I'm Peggy O'Neill. I've been coaching for over 35 years, coaching leaders, entrepreneurs, lawyers, and I'm also an international speaker and workshop facilitator. And the foundation of my work is what I call wisdomary leading. It's a way of leading our lives as well as our teams, organizations, communities, the world, which is based on the understanding of the true nature of reality as now determined by science and wisdom traditions. And it's a revolutionary approach. And and it helps us all lead from our heart, lead with wisdom. And so I put my contact information in the chat, and I also do free complimentary workshops once a month on this topic. Would love for you all to attend and look forward to meeting all of you.
Thank you. And by the way, if you have any workshop or any offer, please put in the chat. Okay, thank you. The next person is Jennifer Blake. Jennifer.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Blake, also known as J-Rock. I guess because when I was a kid, everyone's name was Jennifer that I was around. So since I was 5 years old, I've been called J-Rock. But I'm so excited to be here, and I do a number of different things, everything from fitness to fashion, and people call me a happiness and health ambassador. So I try to help women live happy lives in so many different ways. And I'm so excited that I've taken on a new exciting position as the co-director for the Oceanside GSFE. So I invite everyone to come to our meeting on this Monday at 5:30 in Oceanside. So we're excited. I'm excited to be here and meet everyone.
Okay. Jennifer, just to clarify, is your meeting an in-person meeting or hybrid or virtual?
Yes, it's in person.
Okay.
And we have a new facility called the Collab Public House. It's in Vista, California, near Oceanside.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The next person is Kay Sheffield. Kay.
Hi, I am delighted to be here. And Robbie, thank you so much for your presentation. Never thought I'd be in a group like this until Susie invited me to join the Coachella group and went. And I also never thought I'd write a book. And Robbie, you encouraged me. So thank you so much for all of that. I'm a speech therapist in schools. I've been there. And now I've kind of gotten into wanting to help people be well, especially as I'm aging. I'm thinking, okay, we're not getting enough fruits and vegetables in people. Let's see how we can get it in better. So I have a way of getting fruits and vegetables, 30 of them, in your body in a minute, in less than a minute, and it will help you be full of energy and feel better, look better, and just feel better all over. So my contact information is again in the chat. Thank you all. I love being part of this group.
Thank you. And next is Carol. Carol.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Carol Leach, and for many years I was in Washington, D.C. As a public affairs consultant, building and working with national and international women's business groups. Then working in the Coachella Valley with a couple of women's business groups. And here in Minnesota, plus individual consulting to women business owners. But in recent years, I've joined the cadre of women who have retired or are doing part-time work in their older years and facing the same issues as men, but in special women's ways, where a financial plan or estate plan really is not adequate. You need a personal plan ahead to how you're going to be healthy and happy and have a good social life and a satisfying purpose and things in your older years, and leave a legacy that you want to leave, that you create. So I've been working with individual women the last couple of years, including some of you. And now I am working on taking what I've learned and putting it into thanks, Susie, putting it into a group coaching that will become a course, that will become a book to help more people. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Exciting, exciting. Yes. Okay, the next person is Adobe. Adobe, if you can unmute yourself. She's from London. So go ahead.
Sorry. So sorry. Oh, hello, everyone. My name is Adobe Onyekwele. In today's world, most of us have had to deal with conflict. Conflict is part of life, but we do not need to stay there. We need to move forward. The problem is most people get stuck. So today, the best thing you can do about conflict is to move forward. As a professional trained mediator, I help people to move forward from conflict. I provide an impartial, confidential service to partners, married couples, grandparents and their families or children, and also business partners, or even in colleges. So doing this gives me joy because I see people not getting stuck, being able to live the life they want without regretting. So that's what I do as a mediator. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll put my chat in there.
Thank you, please. And I'm so happy to see you, Adobe, because I know you have a health challenges in the past few months, and gosh, but now you're taking the time to come here, and I am very grateful, and thank you. So next,
yeah, thank you. I've been trying as well.
Thank you. Jennifer Tim. Jennifer.
Good afternoon, everyone. I've been traveling for the past month, so I'll just apologize. I have bronchitis, so I will keep it short and sweet today. I've actually just got back from London, Dublin, etc. Just absolutely wonderful trip. So I am a real estate planner, and I'm also an international real estate consultant. Part of my job when I was in the UK was to tour a couple of properties with an investor. And let me tell you, amazing properties in London. The building that we were in had the most stunning view of the Thames, the London Eye. I mean, you name it. You could see everything from this property. So what we do as a team and as a real estate planner is we help people grow, protect, and transfer generational wealth across the globe through real estate. So if you want to find out more, definitely reach out. I'm going to stop before the next coughing fit hits.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Next is Verlaine Crawford.
Hello, hello. I'm happy to be here. You can see behind me is my book. It's my 5th book, The Power of Wholeness. And you see a missing piece of a puzzle. And that's what you will get in my book, is the missing piece. And the piece is what is missing in the law of attraction and the law of intention. All of these ideas and our positive thinking, our affirmations, what is missing? There's a part of us and many parts of us that have opposing beliefs. And that's what I have in my book. And I think it's very important for as many people as possible to learn the integration technique that I developed to bring those parts together. Because the parts that are stopping you always, 100% of the time, think they're helping you. And so by learning what they're trying to do for you and putting them together with the part that wants health, wealth, love, self-expression, believe me, it works. It worked for me all my life. I was an international marketing executive from everything from high tech to hospitality and everything in between. And I had the opportunity to teach in Japan, Hong Kong, Australia, all over the place. Guess what? Japan has come back and want to publish my book in Japanese and to promote me in Japan. So I'm very excited. So please buy a copy of the book. Give it as a gift. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Verlaine. And just to let you know, she has donated several books for us. Thank you. And next person is Joan Ruder-Ward.
Hi, Joan Ruder-Ward, visual media specialist. I help you change your life with a snap. So I help with using photography and creativity for life changes. Since 2004, I have a program that I developed for girls, teens, young women, and it is a empowerment program that is photography based. So what I'm also doing right now, I'm still working with my girls programs, but I'm also training others that would have an interest or they want to mentor young women and they want to use something creative or they like photography themselves. You do not have to be a professional, but if you're interested, you can let me know, and I've put my contact information in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. The next person here, okay, Dina, did you get a chance to? Yes, you did, right, Dina? Okay.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to speak?
No, I'm just. Again, I would like to thank Dr. Robbie and Dr. Randy for this lovely meeting and everyone who's attended this meeting. And I'm really, it's a pleasure to be part of GSEF. And I'm looking forward to meeting you all in Egypt whenever you pay a visit to us. I would love to meet you in person. And of course, to the lovely Library of Alexandria, I would love to arrange a VIP tour. If you ever come to Alex, I would love to meet you all. And thank you for this meeting. And I'm really inspired by all your stories and everything you shared with us today. And I would love to meet you again if you would love to. If you ever meet again, I would love to meet you.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Dina. And you can always, join us virtually. And this is how we meet once a month. And I hope you will join us as being a GSFE member. And the next person is Suku. Suku, go ahead, Suku. Unmute yourself, please.
Done it.
Okay, go ahead, Suku.
As I said before, I'm Sugu Moyo Mackenzie. I'm a founder of a foundation called Let's Talk About It. And as Dr. Robbie said, she uses a slogan is ask and show up. I use Let's Talk About It because I'm a founder of a foundation, but I do so many things. I support people going through abuse and mental health. So I use my story to try and do things, say about things that they didn't do when I needed that. So I support the youth mostly, even going through mental health, but not only that, I include them in whatever we do, stomping out stigma, abuse and mental health. Not only the youth, I support families as well. Sometimes families can come and, they are basically on mental health. I'm a humanitarian, and my services, because I started this on social media, so virtually I support many from different countries. And but I do events, and I've got a support group here in my community. So it's every Thursday. We call it Mental Health Thursdays. I'm a speaker. I've been invited in so many places. House of Commons, I think I've gone there 4 times. And now I've been invited in India, Delhi, which I'm going to go. And mostly for other people who sometimes feel, I've gone through it, but I can't start talking about it. That's why some people will just come on my inbox, and then I let you know that, look, the reason I started this is because I relate. I've gone through it. So there's not going to be judging or what. And on top of that, I'm a speaker. I support children in Africa. Yes. Sometimes you have children who are going through abuse, or those who've been abused. I make sure once I get the case, I report. I make sure they're in a better place. And they use some of the survivors. I like calling them survivors, not victims. I find out what they can do. So we try to do small businesses, because some of them couldn't afford to go to school. So there's dressing, hairdressing and stuff. And apart from that, I recently got land. I'm trying to get a safe house for children who are abused, because sometimes they end up staying with the perpetrators. But the rest, there's a lot. But I'm on social media as Sugumoyo Mackenzie. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. That's where I do my live videos. Most of the live videos, I include people as well so that they can speak. But most of my work I do behind the scenes.
Okay.
And
thank you, Suku. Yeah, thank you, because because I want to make sure somebody else, and because we're close to end, and the last one here is Joan, Dr. Joan Wakeland. You still there?
Hi, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry you wouldn't be able to see my face, but I am a published author. I would first, before I even say what I wanted to do, I wanted to thank Robbie Motter for the exposure that she's given me to GSFE. Robbie has been the wind beneath my wings. I have thought of things that I'm doing now that, wow, if it was not for Robbie, I would not be this space. And so I have so much gratitude to you, and I will stay loyal to you, Robbie. I just wanted you to know that. Now, for me, I'm a published author. Because of Robbie Motter, I wrote The Run for Freedom. That became a #1 bestseller internationally and nationally the first day. Through that, I have met a lot of women that have helped to make me grow and really polish me. It's like a piece of coal trying to be a diamond. And Robbie has been the reason for all of that, because I would have taken another route. I am a pharmacist. I worked for pharmaceutical sales for many years and didn't know where I was going to go after retirement. And she's opened the door of a wonderful family for me. because my family is in Jamaica. I have a family only in America now. So I'll tell you this, guys. Robbie not only made me meet people and make me start a business, which is called Positive One. And what I do is I write books and I speak, just giving positivity to the world, because I think the world needs so much love. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Joan. I hope you feel better. And
thank you.
Thank you. So, and now you just left me. So I am Angeline Benjamin. As you know, I'm a director for the Virtual Thursday Network. And also I'm an author. As you know, I'm a speaker. But also the one that I am having a passion is that I call myself an action coach. And so with results. So if you know anybody that struggle trying to set a priority, to set a goals, I will be the one that can help you to achieve that. And it's all about finding your strength, your natural strength, and so you can achieve your goal that way. So thank you. Now, I'm going to stop the recording.